In this video, you're going to learn how to mix colors based on a color bias. So we need to start off by making a sketchbook page, a 9x12 sketchbook page that looks like this. Pause the video now. We're going to start off by mixing colors that skew warm. So you see all colors present here, but they're going to have a warmer tint to them. So we're going to start off by, normally the top of our color wheel, we're going to be using red. So we're going to be using our red that has a warmer tint to it, and you're going to put this in the top right section of your color wheel. After you're done filling in this section, we're also going to add just a general wash going vertical at the bottom, just one straight line. You can choose to do this now while you're in the process of mixing the colors, or you can choose to do this when you're all done with your color wheel. Next, we're going to move on to creating a warmer toned orange. So we're going to be using our paint mixing section on the right hand side of our paint palette. Going to take a little bit of the red, a little bit of this warmer yellow, and we're going to mix them. To create a most accurate orange, you need to be using about equal parts. Next, you're going to be filling in that triangle that is next to the red, filling it in with that warmer orange tint. And then when you're done with that, you're also going to be adding that general wash in the rectangle below, right next to the red. Don't have them touching, leave a little bit of space next to it. Our next section is going to be adding a little bit of the warmer yellow. So you're going to add your wash if you're choosing to do that now, and then filling in that little triangle that is next to the orange. For our green, just like we did with our orange, you're going to be mixing equal parts of the two colors that created. So in our paint mixing section, we're going to be adding equal parts of yellow and the warmer blue. For the colors that you're mixing, whenever you go back to reuse them again, make sure that you mix them up again because the colors tend to separate. So you can just remix them by just swishing your paintbrush in there. You're going to be filling in the section next to yellow, of course, and then you're going to be adding a swatch, a vertical swatch line next to the yellow mark in the section below. Now you're going to be adding the warmer shade of blue in the section next to the green, and then you're also going to be adding a vertical swatch next to the green in the section below. It's time for the last one in this color wheel. We're going to be mixing purple. So you're going to mix equal parts of the warm red and the warm blue. With this one, you don't need to really add white. It does create just a really beautiful purple by mixing equal parts of it. You're going to be putting this purple in the section in between the blue and the red, and then you're going to be adding a vertical swatch in the section below. We have finished our warm color wheel. Now we're going to be mixing some cooler tones. We're going to be using the other sides, red, blue, and yellow, to be creating these. We're going to start off just like we did before, and we're going to start off with red. All of the processes that we are going to be doing with this cooler color wheel are going to be the same as we did before. So like when we're mixing our orange, we're going to combine equal parts of red and yellow. When we're mixing green, we're combining equal parts of blue and yellow, and we're filling in the color wheel itself and the swatches below. On this one, I decided to do the color wheel first and then do my swatches. Either way works. So I'm going to fast forward through this color wheel since it is basically similar to the one that we just did color mixing wise. I want you to start to notice how even though the colors are generally similar, like we can tell our red is a red, I still want you to notice that it might look a little bit cooler than the warmer side, and start to compare that the way the different warm and cool tones and color biases look compared to one another. Now we're going to see what the colors look like when we overlay them on one another. So I'm going to be overlaying the warmer tones on the warmer side that we've mixed, so like my warmer orange, and I'm going to be laying the cooler tones on my other side. So we're going to be doing the same wash progression that we did before, except having horizontal lines instead of vertical lines. So I'm using that warmer red, the warm orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet on the left hand side, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to layer on my cooler tones on the section that is on the right. So I'm going to be using my cooler red and the cooler orange. What this does is this lets us know what it looks like when we layer washes on top of washes. So we might need to create like a yellow green. We can now see what it looks like when we layer our warm yellow over our warm green to see what that might look like. This will be something that we'll use in reference when you're working on your final watercolor project. So when you're doing this, I want the first layer to be completely dry before you go in and add the second so that it doesn't mix. And you can see I let my first one dry, but I was a little impatient with my second one, and you can see that the colors start to blend and it's not as accurate. So letting those colors dry before you add the second layer is very vital to this process.